The room was silent when the alien stepped forward. She was tall, lean, and otherworldly, her skin a soft shimmer of blue, her eyes glowing with a light not from this world. Her name was Vera, an empath mindseer of the Ketheri Dominion, and the best at what she did, reading minds with a single touch. She stood before the restrained human subject like she had so many times before. But something about this one unsettled her. The human sat calmly, hands cuffed to the table but face unafraid. He was average in appearance. Dark hair, deep brown eyes, a light scar under his lip. His name, according to the records, was Jason Reed. Captured during a Dominion raid on a rebel moon. He was thought to be a low-ranking Earthborn smuggler. But rumors swirled around him. That he was never afraid. That Dominion agents who tried to question him left. Changed. Vera had no time for rumors. She had unraveled murderers, spies, and political saboteurs with a brush of her fingers. This human would be no different. She pressed her palm to his temple. And the world shattered. Screaming. It filled the room so violently that guards lunged toward her. But Vera had already collapsed to the floor, clutching her head, eyes wide, mouth open in a soundless, soul-racking cry. Jason didn't move. He just watched her convulse. He looked almost sad. The guards pulled her back, shouting for medics, but her mind was gone, spiraling into a storm of images she couldn't comprehend. Explosions. Faces screaming. A child reaching out as fire consumed them. A broken city. Planet torn in two. Love lost. A war won. A war lost again. Time itself fraying. Her people screaming through his memories, voices clawing at something beyond the veil of normal comprehension. He had too much. Too many lives. Too much pain. Too many realities. 3 hours later, Vera lay in a medpod, sedated, her hands trembling even in sleep. She's the 5th empath to try and touch that human, Commander Jern growled. This time she almost had a stroke. What the hell is he? The scientist on duty hesitated. There's something unique about his neural pattern. We believe his mind isn't bound to one stream of time or memory. It's like say it. Like he's lived multiple versions of his life. All at once. All still inside him. Jern turned back to the one-way glass, staring into the interrogation chamber. Jason sat there, staring up at the mirror, as if he could see them. He knew what would happen, Jern muttered. He wanted her to touch him. They tried again 2 days later with machines this time. An AI neural probe was inserted through magnetic resonance, designed to filter emotion and read thought without biological contact. But when the probe connected, it began malfunctioning immediately, spitting out gibberish, paradoxes, impossible equations. It overheated and exploded. Jason didn't flinch. Told you not to try. Jern entered the room in person this time, tossing aside caution. What are you? Jason looked at him. Measured. Human. More or less. More what? Jason shrugged. Time doesn't work for me like it does for you. Or most others. That's impossible. Jason leaned forward, the cuffs on his wrists humming slightly. Is it? Vera saw it. I didn't show her anything on purpose. I never do. But minds like hers, they see too much. They open the door, and then they beg for it to close. You drove her insane. I let her see what's inside me. If you call that insanity, he trailed off. Maybe it is. Vera woke screaming again that night. But this time she was clearer. She grabbed the nurse's arm, sobbing, and whispered. He's not just lived multiple lives. He's died in every one. The news spread through the Dominion base like wildfire. Jason was no longer just a curiosity. He was feared. Prisoners avoided him. Guards never made eye contact. One technician swore he looked away for a second and saw Jason standing behind him in the reflection of his visor, despite the man never leaving the chair. But one person remained curious. Vera. She demanded to see him again. Jern refused. You almost died last time. I need to see him. I need to understand. You said he broke your mind. He didn't, she whispered. He showed me what mine could never hold. And yet, part of me still remembers it. Like a shadow of the truth. Jern relented. This time they were left alone in the room. No cuffs, no guards, no machines. Just Vera and Jason. I thought you'd never come back, Jason said gently. Vera's voice was shaky. I shouldn't have. But you did. I need to know, she said, stepping forward. What are you really? Jason looked at his hands. I was born like anyone else. But at some point something broke. Maybe it was the war. Maybe it was loss. Maybe it was when I died the first time and woke up somewhere else. Not a new life. The same one over again. With memories of the last. Vera's breath caught. You relived it. I've died thousands of times. Sometimes trying to save someone. Sometimes failing. Sometimes succeeding but losing something else. And each time I remember. He looked up. You touched me and saw only fragments. I carry all of them. Why? I don't know, he admitted. But I feel like there's something waiting. Like the universe won't let me rest until I make the right choice. Vera took another step forward. What if I help you understand it? You tried. And it almost destroyed you. But I survived. Her voice was firm now. That has to mean something. Jason stared at her. Maybe it does. The next week was unlike any the Dominion had seen. Jason was allowed to move freely under Vera's supervision. She worked with him, guiding him through meditation and memory fragment isolation, trying to help him stabilize what she called cascading timelines. Her own mind, once shaken, was adapting. Her empathic channels mutating to keep up with his complexity. They became something like friends. Maybe more. You've never talked to someone like this, have you? She asked once. Jason smiled faintly. No one ever lasted long enough. One night she dreamed of Earth. Of a ruined city she had never seen, where children still laughed despite the ash. And Jason stood there beside her, offering her a flower. She awoke crying. The next morning alarms blared. A rebel fleet had entered Dominion space. War was imminent. Jason sat in his room waiting. You knew, Vera said, rushing in. You knew this was coming. I always do. I've lived this moment before. And what happens? Jason looked at her, pain in his eyes. Everyone dies. Vera shook her head. Then we do something different. Show me. All of it. Don't hold back this time. He hesitated. It'll burn you. Then we burn together. He reached for her. And this time when their minds met, she didn't scream. The battles. The heartbreak. The betrayals. The loss. Times he saved her. The times he didn't. Times he turned away. The times he died in her arms. And the one thread he never followed. Vera opened her eyes and gasped. You never stayed. Jason blinked. What? In every life, every version, you always leave before it ends. Before it matters. You try to fix things, then vanish. He was silent. She stepped closer, tears in her eyes. What if you stayed this time? Not to fight. Not to die. Just stay. Jason looked at her, something shifting behind his eyes. And for the first time in what felt like forever, he didn't feel the pull of the next life. He just felt here.